Get ready for a lineup that motivates, elevates, and entertains. Dr. Willie Jolley shares the keys to winning at wealth. NBA legend Hakeem Olajuwon reflects on dominance on and off the court. And Bill Bellamy brings the last with lessons from his journey in comedy and culture. 3 voices, 3 perspectives, 1 must-watch moment of wisdom. Dr. Willie Jolley knows success. As a motivational speaker and author, he helps people navigate their circumstances and maximize their potential. The host of the #1 self-help wealth building show in the country talks about his new book and breaks down the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Dr. Jolley, your latest book. We're always talking about money.
Yes.
And how not to waste your money.
Yes.
So tell me about the latest book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better.
Well, first I want to thank you for having me,
Absolutely.
Wisdom. Second, I want to tell people what I have learned. See, for 20 years, I've been hosting the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show on Sirius XM. Right. It's now the #1 self-help wealth building show in the country. And I thought I knew what wealth was. I know what wealth is, sure I do. Until a few years ago, when that proverbial light bulb went above my head, we all see in cartoons and say, oh, I finally get it. I finally see the difference between being rich and being wealthy. And I thought, Wisdom, that maybe I was the only one who didn't know. Oh. Everybody else got the memo, I didn't. So I started going around the country when I'm speaking to corporations and so forth and saying to people, hey, let me ask you, what's rich to you? #1 answer was always $1 million. You got $1 million, you're rich. Okay, good. So rich is $1 million, what's wealthy? And they stop and they think and they ponder and they say, oh, I guess it's 5 million, 10 million, $1 billion. Is that all that separates it? Yeah. That's when I realized most people don't know the difference between being rich and wealthy.
So what is the difference?
Well, the difference is profound because the difference is not the amount of money. It's how the money is generated. I'm in Cleveland a couple weeks ago, and I'm speaking for a number of events. My client takes me to a fancy restaurant, and while we're there, one of the star players from the Cleveland Browns football team walks by with his entourage. And my client knew him and said, come over, I want you to meet Dr. Willie Jolley. And he says, this is Dr. Willie Jolley. He teaches people how to be wealthy. The young man says, I'm already wealthy. He said, but give me your card. I guess I could use some more wealth. And then he left. And when he left, I said to my client, I don't know that young man's finances, but I can bet you dimes to dollars that he thinks he's wealthy. He's rich. And rich is good. The owner is wealthy. The difference is rich is money you generate from what you do. Whatever you do. You could be an athlete, an architect, an entertainer. You do something and people pay you for it and you can get rich. But it's typically during the day. Wealthy is money you generate by what you own while you sleep. Now, that seems so simple, but that's the difference. And until you know the impact of ownership of something. Now, in the book, there are 8 categories that I have learned that you can generate money while you sleep. Okay. There are 8 categories. Everybody should have at least 2 of them. Okay. All right. And so in the book, this is a profound book. I've learned so much in this book. The people I've interviewed, the people I've learned from. There are 5 money mindsets. Okay. Everybody fits in one of these mindsets.
Now, I want to get back to the 8. You don't have to give me all 8 because we want people to read the book. Yeah. Give me 2 simple ones.
Okay. 2 easy ones, the stocks and bonds. Okay, that's one.
That's one.
And another one is, one that I've been blessed with is using my intellectual capital. I own my books. But I'll give you one more. Okay. Real estate. Okay, real estate's another way to make money. There are 8 of them. There's fine art, wine collection, ways to generate revenues from something you own while you sleep. But everybody should have at least 2.
At least 2.
Everybody should have.
So the
and here's the thing, one more thing. This is critical. Many people say, well, I can't own anything because I don't make enough money. Wrong. It's a mindset. Wealth starts in your mind. Anybody can become wealthy. Anybody, as long as you got a job or making some money. I write about people in the book who didn't make a lot of money, like Mary Ellen Pleasant, who was in the early 1900s, was a domestic worker. She cleaned people's homes. She cooked their food. She never made more than $6,000 a year. But she lived below her means, and she invested the difference in real estate, rooming houses, and stocks. When she died, she had a net worth of $2.7 million. Anybody, if you know how, it starts in your mind. So here are the 5 mindsets.
5 mindsets,
All right.
okay.
Number 1 is the lowest mindset, the one-day mindset. Person you see, I see, everybody sees at the corner every day with a cardboard box saying, give me enough money for today. And every day they repeat the process. Then there's the 30-day mindset. People who live on fixed income, whether they're on welfare, retirement, Social Security, but they're living month to month. Then there's the 1-year mindset. People who say, did I make more money this year than last year? Did I get a cost of living raise this year? Then there's the 10-year mindset. Typically, we see this with entertainers and athletes. A baseball player will get a 10-year contract to play baseball, $100 million. And for 10 years, he's living the big life. He's got 5 Mercedes, 4 Rolls Royces, 3 Bentleys. He can only drive one car at a time anyway. But anyway, and he's living the big life. But if 10 years go by and he don't get that contract renewed, or he gets hurt, and he does not modify his lifestyle, he's going to be broke. And then there's the wealth mindset. That's the generation to generation to generation mindset. The Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's great-grandchildren. And so the people who are thinking about their children, they're buying assets, they're buying properties, they've got stocks and bonds. They've got a trust. They put their money in a trust. They have prepared for future generation. That's a wealth mindset.
Now, Dr. Jolley, where does all of that sounds great?
Yeah.
To somebody like you,
or
to somebody like me.
Anybody can do this.
But
yeah.
If you are on, like you said, you making ends meet day to day, month to month, week to week, where do you start?
You start by, 1, changing your thinking. That's the first thing. Wealth starts in the mind. You got to read the book. In fact, everybody go to richisgood.wealthyisbetter.com. Get the free stuff we put there. We got chapter after chapter after chapter free, because I want people to grow their wealth. I want people to change their thinking. So it starts with your thinking. Then get the book. Now, this book is for 2 people, 2 groups. The first group of people this book is for is people who want to be wealthy and don't know how to get there.
Right.
Okay? That's great. But the second group, all the people who've worked hard all their lives, scrimped, saved, sacrificed to create a nest egg, but their children are their concern. They're afraid that their children will squander it. Or as one man said to me, after he read the book, he said, I'm buying 10 copies of this because I want all my children to read it and my grandchildren, because my greatest fear is my children will not treat my money like I treated it and will squander my hard-earned money. Folks, I want you to, where's the wisdom's question? What if you're struggling month to month? You got to start making some tough decisions. You got limited income, okay? 1, you can increase your income, okay? Maybe get a second job. Maybe drive Uber, do DoorDash or walk Walmart.
Find another way to make some more money.
Make a few more dollars. But even if you can't do that, let's say I only got this much money, then how can I reduce my output? How can I reduce it? Maybe I need to cut off some of those cable channels. Okay.
Streaming, get rid of some of the streaming.
Hello, get rid of some of that streaming stuff. That's right. Maybe you need to get the basic, you know, or maybe you need to not buy expensive coffee. Now, if you want to do that, your choice. You got to find some way to cut that down. That money, that's the difference. You've got to take that money and invest it. And anybody can start with a small stock. Now we got fractional stock. I'm not trying to promote any particular company. I'm saying you got to start somewhere. If you drive a certain type of car, you should own some of that stock. If you buy a certain kind of gas, you should own some of that stock. If you shop at a certain place, you should own some of that stock. You're going to become an owner.
Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon is one of the greatest basketball players ever, but basketball is only part of his story. The NBA Hall of Famer says giving back and making a difference is his focus these days. We talked about his new affordable housing development in Guyana, the career path he would have taken if it were not for basketball, and the pressure young athletes face. Okay, I got Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, NBA champion, Hall of Famer, college superstar, but he's also a philanthropist with a big heart. And what we're going to talk about right now is his latest project that he's working on. It is a development in Guyana. So Hakeem, let's start there. Tell me about this new initiative that you're working on and why you're doing it.
Well, Guyana is the fastest growing economy in the world. And it's amazing now that they discover oil, and that probe demand for affordable housing, which is something I'm passionate about. And teaming up with Makola and his brothers, they were specialized in condos and affordable homes with high quality. So I was very, very encouraged and happy to be part of that team.
What is it about that particular area? I know you said it's growing and developing, but you've done a lot of philanthropy in your career. What is it about that area that's so attractive to you to say, hey, I want to do some work over here, and I want this to be something for families and professionals in that community?
You know, just to be able to deliver high quality products for families that is affordable, and also at the same time maintain the integrity of design and bringing the level of lifestyle to the country.
Right. Now, a lot of people, a lot of athletes, or some athletes, I'm not going to say a lot, but some athletes, when they achieve what you've been able to achieve in your career, the status, the legendary ability, the money, they kind of chill, relax, and say, I've done my part, and I go away and I chill. So what is it about you giving back why give back? Why go through all of this when in an era where some people are like, okay, I did my part, now I'm going to live in my mansion, drive my fancy cars, and vanish? Why does the dream give back?
I think it's satisfactory to see how can you use your influence to lift others around you and to help society to become better. So I think it's something that you feel so accomplished that you can use your platform to benefit others.
There is a connection here to the DMV area as well, the Washington, D.C. area, because there's a huge international population here. So when they see what you're doing here, what do you want them to take away from this?
Just to follow your passion, because I love architecture, I love design, and to be able to bring this kind of design and architecture and quality materials to a family that don't think they can afford to live in such an environment, and to make it affordable for them. I think that is something that if you have the passion for that, you should follow your dream.
Now,
and that's the dream of mine.
So how did you get into architecture? Is it just something you said, oh, this is cool? How did you get into that part?
If I didn't play basketball, I would be an architect. I love design, I love architecture, especially Islamic design, with courtyards, and just, the dream of designing something and building something, then to see the people actually living that dream that you imagine is amazing. It's an amazing experience.
When people see you in the community of Houston and some other communities as well, because I know you put down some roots in Houston because that's where you went to college. You're from Nigeria, but I know you went to college in Houston and you played professional basketball in Houston, very successful at both. When you walk around to the community where you're talking about raising funds for schools, raising funds for mosques, raising funds for basketball camps and doing these basketball camps, what is the response from people when they see Hakeem the Dream walking around and doing these different things to help other people?
But it's just, I basically grew up in Houston, so more like a local legend, but accessible, where you've been seen in the regular places and dealing with regular people. I think that's one thing that they really, really love about my involvement with all different charitable kind of organization.
What's next for the Dream as far as charity is concerned? You got any other projects that you're working on?
Well, there are a lot of projects, scholarships, feeding, homeless, and just helping young the youth to have the good direction, to be a good role model, to be a good citizen.
Right, good role model and good citizen and a great basketball player. So let's talk about March Madness, because March Madness is here.
Houston.
Yeah. You didn't even let me finish. I knew you were going to be biased. So University of Houston is going to win it all. Is that what you're saying right now, Hakeem?
I mean, we come too close last year. So this year, I think nothing. The focus from the beginning is to win it all. And I think we have a team that can do that. And of course, it's very difficult because if you lose one game, you're out. But Houston, if you beat them, you deserve it because they're not going to let you have it. That's one thing I know. So one thing I know about Houston, that they bring the energy.
Different energy.
And they have the talents.
Different energy. All right. When you talk about March Madness, so this is, as you said, this is a one and done tournament. So it doesn't matter if you won all your games during the regular season because when you get into the tournament, you have one slip up and you're done. How would you describe that feeling? Is that pressure, or is it fun to go to the tournament and you're like, I'm good? Or is it pressure because I know when you played, you were the favorite and you were going to win it all. Is that a lot of pressure on you? Do you have a chance to have fun?
I mean, a lot of pressure because you know that you cannot have a bad game. And but that's what's so fun about it, that the best team don't always win. So you cannot take anything for granted. So the coaches, they prepare their players to give their best. So every game can be your last game. So it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. All right. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, thank you so much for spending time with me. And continued success with all your charitable work, your fundraising, and helping out the community, and being a great basketball player as well, and giving us thrills on the basketball court.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. From hosting MTV Jams to the comedy stage, Bill Bellamy took time out of his schedule to talk about his new special, how kids seem to pay more attention to his credit card than him, and why we can never actually get together to play basketball. Bill Bellamy, well, he's been making audience laugh for how many years, Bill?
30.
30 years.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. You look like a teenager.
Thank you.
And now he's bringing that same energy to MGM National Harbor this weekend for one big night of comedy, and we're lucky to have him this morning. Always good to see you. Come in here styling and profiling.
I always come in because of you, my big brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wisdom,
I appreciate
man,
it.
You are the coolest dude in the world. And for the audience, like, we got the running joke of, like, we're supposed to play basketball every Saturday.
Yes,
and
right,
you
right.
never come.
But I'm always hurt. It's just I'm like Anthony Davis. I'm
something always aching.
Something is always aching. I can never make it. Yeah. So look, let's talk about you and get off my basketball injuries, because that'll take a long time.
No problem.
What can people expect when they come to see you?
Oh, man, I got a whole new show, man. A lot of great things to talk about.
Oh, of course.
There's so many topics right now that are, oh my God, water cooler, fire, funny. Also, we're going to have music. I got this up-and-coming comedian that I love from Philly. Brought him down, Skeet Carter, as you guys can see. He just dropped his Amazon special. So we all working really, really hard to make DMV have a good time. Because we're going through a lot of stress. TSA workers ain't checking the bags like they used to,
Right. How did it work for you when you flew in?
I'm nervous. I want them to get their money.
Okay.
Because I want them to check everybody.
Check
everybody.
You
know what I mean?
Right.
They got to get their money.
Now, Bill Bellamy didn't stand in no line, did he?
No.
At the airport.
No, I got clear. They look right through your body. Go ahead.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. All right. So, where do you draw your inspiration from? Just every day, what's going on in the world?
What people don't realize about comedians is we have to read a lot. Like, you got to know a lot. So I'm always reading, always trying to find out what is a good topic, something that is in our conscious, but we're not really locked in on it. But you bring it up and people go, oh my God, me too.
Right.
So I try to do very relatable topics. I stay away from politics. Obviously, it's a little, religion's a little too, you know, people get stiff. But life is funny.
Right. Okay.
And I'm empty nesting, you know what I'm saying? The kids don't need me no more.
Right. They need your money, though.
They just want my credit card, but they don't want to see me.
They don't want to see you.
That's a shame.
Daddy, can I?
Can I? Will I? Yes, you will use my card.
Right. Okay. All right. So real quick before we run out of time, you're working on a Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
movie
So
as well?
I did all the wraparounds for the Michael Jackson movie. It'll be out April 24th. If you go on social media now, you're starting to see different clips coming up of things that I did behind the scenes
Right.
to support the film. It's an amazing project. It's an amazing tribute to his life and his story, which I'm so happy to see, because it's parts of it, of me, I grew up wanting to know the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be a Jackson.
Yeah, but who didn't want to be a
I
Jackson?
mean, come on.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be Tito. I wanted to be like either Michael or Jackie. Because I knew which one, because Tito was on the drums.
Right.
And
Okay.
he didn't talk.
Gotcha, okay.
Like
You
the
wanna
other
be
ones I wanted.
Right, okay. And then he had to find sisters.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh!
Janet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Latoya.
And
And they don't
Latoya.
even talk about Reby.
Right. Oh, Centipede.
You forgot the Centipede.
Centipede, yeah. I know all about Centipede. All right, real quick, before we run out, how much time do we have, Brittany? Keep me honest here. So, you were one of the first people, one of the first black people on MTV as a host.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean to you?
I think it was a monumental time for me in my career, because I thought that MTV was changing. They were changing their perspective on music, and they gave me an opportunity to be a part of that wave of pop culture, of hip hop meets pop. We had artists from SWV to Beyonce to Snoop to Blind Melon, like all these different eclectic groups of bands. I mean, I got a chance to interview Kurt Cobain. I got a chance to do Hootie and the Blowfish, and
Did you get Tupac and
I had Tupac.
Tupac?
Yeah, I got Tupac, and I got everybody that I interviewed went to jail. I don't know why.
Wait a minute. Now, we're almost out of time, but when I saw you in the Janet Jackson
You
deal,
was jealous,
I
Wisdom.
was jealous.
Wisdom,
I
you
was-
gotta
I was like-
understand. I had just did How to Be a Player, and she was feeling me, and she was rubbing on my chest and everything. And if she would have rubbed on your chest would have broke. Because you're always injured.
If you thought that was all for Bill Bellamy, think again. We talked about fuzzy math, movie posters, and how he blew it with Janet Jackson. Spoiler alert here, it was not the smoothest of moves. Basketball.
Hey, listen, Wisdom Martin.
Yeah.
Just tell me about yourself, brother. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 30-something years. Can you believe that? I know I look young.
Man, you 26.
But I know, how is that possible?
He only 26.
Only 26.
And he been doing it 30 years.
Yeah, that's
when you was
that's
3.
some fuzzy math right there.
It's
That's
fuzzy
some
math.
Fuzzy math.
But you know I'm in the DMV.
Yeah, you got a
back
comedy show.
here. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
so-
at the MGM though.
At the MGM.
Not the MGM.
Right. Last time I
National
saw you,
Opera.
you were somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were still funny though. You
Tell him I was good.
you were good, man.
Who was funnier than me?
Nobody. Nobody's funnier than Bill.
Top
Bellamy.
billing, baby.
Top billing.
Hey,
All
I'm
right,
telling
so
you,
look.
let's do our movie poster right there.
Okay, here we go. How about that?
There you go.
So look, real quick, I want you to tell me about this. I want you to tell me this Janet
Go.
Jackson story because you were in that video.
All right, so
And
I
Janet
did
was rubbing
That's the Way
all on
Love
you.
Goes. So let me tell you what happened.
Okay,
Listen,
what
First of all, it's probably like 94, 5.
Right after How to Be a Player.
Yeah. And Janet Jackson is doing the new Red Velvet tour.
Yeah.
Red Velvet Rope.
Yeah, Velvet
the Velvet
Rope,
Rope
yep.
tour.
Uh-huh.
And it was the video shoot was If.
Yeah.
If I was
I
your
remember.
girl, all the things I do through you.
Yeah.
And so I showed up on the set.
Yeah.
And she had all her dancers with her. You can go on YouTube to verify.
I've
Tell
seen it.
zero lies.
I've
and
seen
so as we talking,
Uh-huh.
she decided to lay her beautiful face on my chest.
I saw that.
And I almost blacked out.
I was mad.
Because my heart was beating and everything. And then she started rubbing me.
I saw that.
Boy, if I knew what I knew. If I knew.
If you only knew.
If I only knew what I could do with you. I didn't know. Man, I almost blacked out. I was like, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I froze.
It was like
man.
that?
It was like that. Yeah, it was like that, man. I apologize to all the brothers who thought I was smooth at that time. I was, but I got nervous. Every player can get played. Every player got his match. You dig?
Yeah.
And at that time, you know, she was the hottest thing moving. You know what I mean? And I ain't know she was gonna step forward like that,
Right.
bro. That's like a chick asking you to marry them.
Yeah.
Like you.
That was
I will
crazy.
never forget this. David Justice told me this. Halle Berry proposed to him.
Oh, really?
That's when
I
y'all
didn't know that.
light-skinned cats was winning.
Wait a minute. How'd this get on me?
You know what I'm saying? Back then, him and David Justice, they had the whole DMV on lock.
Back then, not no more.
Not no more.
Okay, it's over. It's over.
David
All right.
Justice told me that, bro. David Justice said, yo, man, the crazy thing, Bill, Craziest thing, bro. I wasn't even expecting it, brother. She wanted me.
And
I
then?
said, you that fly? He married her. You don't
I
remember?
know
They got
he
married for a split second.
For a split second, yeah.
They was
All
married
right.
for 2 innings.
Okay. And then he struck out.
He struck out.
And then he got kicked out of the game.
Yeah, there
And then he
it
got
is.
kicked out of the game. All right, real quick before you go, I know you got to go because
Yes,
you're a
sir.
busy man.
Absolutely.
You got, you're working on something with a Michael Jackson movie.
Yeah, April
documentary.
24th. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Michael movie. It's gonna be epic, big biopic project. Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, Calvin Domingo, and a host of others. Jafar Jackson, his
Yeah,
nephew, is
right.
playing Michael Jackson. So y'all stay tuned. We on the way. And can somebody get him a doctor because his ankle broke?
It's my hamstring.
Oh, what else?
Insight, excellence, and a little bit of humor. Conversations brought all three together for one moment of wisdom. I'm Wisdom Martin, and you can see me weekday mornings on WUSA 9 Mornings, starting at 4:30.